They are so much. They're. What did you just tell me a while ago? Let's take that back. Yeah, there's so much joy in finding your soulmate, especially those who've been together for the past 30 years. Joining this morning for a heart to heart are Keith and Rosemarie-Duncan Ellis. They're my favorite, one of my favorite. All my couples are my favorites, by the way. Every time I see them put out a new episode, I say, oh, I love them, from Forever I Do on YouTube. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
It's good, we're fine.
All right, a lot of people right now, especially in COVID time, believe it or not, are thinking, I think, more seriously about relationships and about making commitments and getting together. So, Daddy, I'm going to start with you. Give me an abbreviated version of this love story and how it began.
That's an interesting story. In '88, I was an insurance agent, and I wanted to sell this lovely lady some insurance because I got her name from a friend of mine. In fact, I lost her name on 2 occasions, and I went back to my friend. I said, boy, this is the last time, Keith. I'm going to give you the name again. And I went to see her, and I was just smitten by her. I couldn't concentrate on insurance anymore. I was just focusing on this wonderful woman behind this massive desk.
Did you get the policy sold?
Eventually I wrote it.
Very long time.
She wanted to keep me coming back all the time.
So he kept coming back. He kept coming back, Mrs. E.
In fact, even after I wrote the policy, she refused to do the medical. So the people at my office started saying, boy, Keith, you keep going back and you're not coming back with a settled policy. So therefore, what? Is it the woman you want or is the policy?
So I have to ask, were you delaying signing the policy because you wanted him to keep coming back?
It's interesting that you asked that question because he asked the same question last night.
Yeah.
But Dela, as women, I really was trying to process if it was really me that he liked, or just want to buy a policy. So I think subconsciously, I really was trying to, how women are trying to figure out, oh, this man doesn't want me to buy insurance, and I go on like him, kind of thing. But it worked out beautifully.
Yeah, they say opposites attract. One of the things I realize that's common with both of you is that you have a great sense of humor and you find joy in everything. What are some of the things that attracted you to each other? I'm going to start with you, Rosemary. What attracted you to Keith?
The truth is that, if the truth be told, I really liked him from the first day I saw him.
All right.
I said, feel good there now. But I think what really attracted me was the fact that he's a conversationalist. I like persons who can just have a good conversation. Sometimes you meet persons and after 10 minutes you're bored and say, why am I even here? You know what I mean? But he's an amazing conversationalist. And that was really, really nice. And I think in addition to that, they said that you can know a man by the way he treats his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And he had such a close relationship with his mother, up to now. And I think that you can determine in a very short time what kind of person your mate is by looking at how they treat the older persons. I remember I give you one very short thing. I was traveling with him one day and he saw a guy beating a girl. Now, Keith Ellis don't know the people there, all right? We're driving on the people them road. And he saw this guy beating this girl and he stops the car and goes over to the guy. And I don't know what happens over there, but tell the guy must leave the girl and thing and part them and all this kind of thing and then come back. And then I said to him, the guy could have a gun, a knife, and then these other things. But it is you being able to see beyond yourself and wanting to just commit and support or help somebody else. And I found that amazing. So I fell in love from very, very early on.
Yeah. Keith, how about you? And I know I know the looks was the first thing because you got sell the policy and you kept going.
I tell
Thank
you,
you.
I tell you what is even. I mean, it looks amazing, you know. But I was fascinated by the fact that I could make her laugh so easily, you know. She was everything so funny. I'm saying, "Boy, that's not good," you know. But it probably was just a ploy because she liked this nice guy, you know.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I found it it's just so easy to talk with her. And I was always able to make her laugh and she seemed so happy. And that was fascinating for me.
Yeah. How have you evolved in your marriage? I know, Rosemary, when you had your first child, Keith had a terrible accident. I know the story, but tell the viewers what happened and the decision you had to make.
It was my first child, Carrie Ann, and the same night that Carrie Ann was born, right after she was born, Keith was leaving to go meet my brother Newton and my absolutely amazing cousin Lloyd, and they were going to go have a drink. So he left and said, "All right, Rose, I'm going to meet Lloyd and Newton," and I said, "Great," and he left. And on his way home, literally about 10 seconds from home, in terms of car distance, a drunken driver just came around the corner, never made a corner and hit into the car and he crashed. It was a very bad accident. So the morning I woke up and I was in the hospital and my mom came by and said to me that she had bad news. And I asked her if it was dead. And she said, no. I said, okay, what is it? And they told me that he had an accident and he was downstairs. And so I told her, well, I have to get out now. I can't stay. She says, no, but you have to stay 2 days. I said, no, mommy, I have to leave now because this is very important to me. And so I discharged myself, the total annoyance, but understanding of my mother and my brother. But for me, it was important because I knew that I needed to be able to give him that kind of support being in the hospital. But then I had a newborn as well. So
my 2 babies that you're taking.
That's right. But the truth is that when you have supportive parents, his mom came down from the States, so she was here. My mother was absolutely amazing. And they kind of just made it happen. So whenever I said, look, I have to go, they would say, okay, we'll stay with the baby. You know what I mean? I think in unions, if you understand your role and functions well, and if you really love your mate, then it can work.
Yeah.
Really.
Keith, you have the last word about people who are thinking about saying, I do. Why did you say I do? And what can you say to encourage them this morning?
I'd say make sure you are truly in love with a person and that you are prepared to say, when you look at that person across that breakfast table and you see that person, say, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life. Unless you're able to say that, don't marry her. Or she shouldn't marry you. Because this is a lifelong commitment. And I am telling you that if you find the right person, that my Rosa here, it's the very best decision you can make, other than accepting Christ as your Lord and Savior.
Yes. Thank you both. After 30 years, you see how the sofa big and them still squeeze up together and lean up on each other.
And then tell me that we must get a little bit apart, you know, but boy, life rough.
Never happens. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. That was Keith and Rosemarie-Duncan Ellis. You can catch them on Forever I Do on YouTube. Up next, summer declutter. We get a few tips on how to declutter our closets. We're not gonna send the people them to help me. Why me feel like I can't put this feature in here because of me? More and smile after.